bucket, knife, book, inkpot, stone. No, no, no.
Go away! What? No, that's not me. I'm not Esbern. I don't know what you're talking about. Delphine? How do you... So you finally found her, and she led you to me. And here I am, caught like a rat in a trap. Ah, indeed. Indeed. I do remember. Delphine really is alive, then? You'd better come in, then, and tell me how you found me, and what you want. This'll just take a moment.
Knife, yes.
This one always fits. There we go.
Inkpot.
Wow.
No.
Only a couple more. There we are. Come in, come in. Make yourself at home. That's better. Now we can talk. So, Delphine keeps up the fight after all these years. I thought she'd have realized it's hopeless by now. I tried to tell her years ago. Haven't you figured it out yet? What more needs to happen before you all wake up and see what's going on? Alduin has returned just like the prophecy said. The dragon from the dawn of time who devours the souls of the dead. No one can escape his hunger, here or in the afterlife. Alduin will devour all things, and the world will end. Nothing can stop him. I tried to tell them. They wouldn't listen. Fools. It's all come true. All I could do was watch our doom approach. Yes, yes. You see, you know, but you refuse to understand. Oh, yes. It's all been foretold. The end has begun. Alduin has returned. Only a Dragonborn can stop him. But no Dragonborn has been known for centuries. It seems that the gods have grown tired of us. They've left us to our fate as the plaything of Alduin the World Eater. What? You are? Can it really be true? Dragonborn? Then there is hope. The gods have not abandoned us. We must go quickly now. Take me to Delphine. We have much to discuss. But give me just a moment. I must gather a few things. I'll need... No useless trash. Where'd I put my hand? Is it annual? One moment. I know time is of the essence, but mustn't leave secrets for the Thalmor. There's one more I must bring. I guess that's good enough. Let's be...
There's the Blaze Agent! Kill her! Somebody help! You can't be
if you have a moment to talk.
They were a sure thing, I swear.
Esbern? Esbern?
Another waste of my coin. Did you say something? You'll have to speak up. I'm a little deaf when I write here.
Sorry. I'm Lucian. I'm an academic. I wanted to ask you something, if I may.
Yes? Is it?
This prophecy you've been talking about, the end of the world, and how only the Dragonborn can stop it. I just wondered how exactly you knew that. Where did your prophecy come from?
The Blades knew once upon a time, but that has now been forgotten. Elder scrolls, Akaviri dragon lore. There's no way to know now. One of the lost secrets of the Blades.
That's a pity. Prophecy has always been a strange concept for me. The idea of our fates already being determined. Who did the determining? And when? And was the act of that determining already determined? I'm sorry, I'm prattling. Perhaps we'll find out more, wherever the prophecy takes us next.
Interest you in some marksman training?
What is it? Dragons?
Everything all right?
Dude, so many refuse. Take a look. May your road lead you to warm sands. Goods and wares of all kinds, and all can be yours.
Who in the name of Azura are you?
Lucian.
Are you kidding me? We're all alone out here except for a few guards who couldn't give a damn about us. We make easy pickings for thieves looking to steal everything we worked so hard for. Not only did they take my bow, but they took all of our coin as well. Nothing sacred to these people. A few days ago, some thieves from Riften broke in here and stole it. Can you imagine? Took the only thing of value we had. If you have the guts to head into the Ratway and get my bow back, I'll pay you what I can. That's it. That's my bow. I don't know how you got it back, and I don't want to know. Frankly, I don't even care. I'm just so glad to see it again. Here, this is all I can afford to give you as compensation. Hope it's enough. Dragons, thieves, and war. I should have stayed in Morrowind.
How can I give special rates to members of the Thieves Guild? Show me what you...
Delphine. Why, it's good to see you. It's been a long time.
It's good to see you too, Esbern. It's been too long, old friend. Too long. Well, then. You made it safe and sound. Good. Come on, I have a place we can talk. Orgnar, hold down the bar for a minute, will you?
Yeah, sure.
This way. Now then, I assume you know about...
Oh, yes, Dragonborn. Indeed, yes. Oh, this changes everything, of course. There's no time to lose. We must locate. Let me show you. I know I had it here somewhere.
Esbern, what?
Give me just a moment. Here it is. Come, let me show you. You see, right here, Skyhaven Temple. Constructed around one of the main Akaviri military camps in the Reach during their conquest of Skyrim.
Do you know what he's talking about?
Shh! This is where they built Alduin's Wall, to set down in stone all their accumulated dragon lore. A hedge against the forgetfulness of centuries. A wise and foresighted policy, in the event. Despite the far-reaching fame of Alduin's Wall at the time, one of the wonders of the ancient world, its location was lost.
Esbern, what are you getting at?
You mean, you don't mean to say you haven't heard of Alduin's Wall? Either of you?
Let's pretend we haven't. What's Alduin's Wall, and what does it have to do with stopping the dragons?
Alduin's Wall was where the ancient blades recorded all they knew of Alduin and his return. Part history, part prophecy. His location has been lost for centuries, but I've found it again. Not lost, you see, just forgotten. The Blade's archives held so many secrets. I was only able to save a few scraps.
So you think that Alduin's Wall will tell us how to defeat Alduin?
Well, yes, but there's no guarantee, of course.
Skyhaven Temple it is, then. I knew you'd have something for us, Esbern. I know the area of the Reach that Esbern's talking about, near what's now known as Karthspire, in the Karth River Canyon. We can meet you there, or all travel together. Your call. Your call. Might be safer to travel separately. Attract less attention that way. Don't worry, I'll get Esbern there in one piece. We'll wait for you near Karthspire. Good luck.
Yes, boss? Mind if I tinker with this dynamo core? I'm certain I can get some life out of it.
Orgnar, this is it. The inn is yours. I'm probably never coming back here.
Well now, that's something to think about.
Take care of yourself, Orgnar. Goodbye.
Yeah, sure. You too, Delphine. You be safe.
So, we are going to Skyhaven Temple. Alduin's Wall sounds very informative. I wonder if there is an Inigo's Wall anywhere. If there is such a thing, I wonder what story it tells, and who carved it. Maybe we will find your wall next to Alduin's wall. That would be weird. Perhaps everyone is carving their own wall without realizing it. Yes, what if time is like a big wall of stone covered with millions of scratches? Maybe we all carve a furrow as we experience our own tiny sections of the same gigantic wall. What if from the right perspective time is happening all at once? Yes, maybe we are not carving. Maybe we are just following a path. Whoa. Indeed, we may have solved one of life's mysteries, my friend. I am not sure people are ready for this. Yes, it is pretty all-encompassing. We should give our brains a break. Let us get back to whatever it was we were doing. Wow.
What do you need, my friend?
My feet are enjoying all this exercise they are getting. My legs are less enthusiastic. That is a lot of mass inside. fog here looks magical.
Octavius was something of a hoarder himself, you know. Always wished he could carry more. Remind you of anyone?
I don't know what you have been told. A friend is worth more than gold. I'd rather be poor with a friend at my side than be alone and oversupplied.
What is it?
Are you sure this is the right way? It was a cold day. The end of frostfall is nearly winter in the Tyrol Mountains. We heard the news at Cloud Ruler by courier, riding hard from the Imperial City. 30th of frostfall, 171. 30 years ago. The Great War started that day. The Thalmor ambassador delivered his ultimatum to the Emperor Titus Mede, the head of every Blades agent within the Aldmeri Dominion. I knew that day that it was truly the beginning of the end. Very good.
It's Delphine, isn't it?
Do you need something?
Oh, no, not at all. I just don't believe we've been formally introduced. My name is Lucian Flavius. Do you have a surname? Or is it just Delphine? Or is that even your name at all? Or is it a secret spy alias?
Mind your own business.
Ah, I'm terribly sorry, of course. Apologies if I touched a nerve. I just hoped we could talk a little.
We've got nothing to talk about.
I suppose not. Well then, lovely to meet you. Charmed, I'm sure. Forsworn uprising.
This looks promising.
Some of them even tried to help Molag Bal invade in the Second Era.
Stonework here.
We've got to get this bridge down. These pillars must have something to do with it.
Yes, these are Akaviri symbols. Here, let's see. You have the symbol for king and warrior, and of course the symbol for Dragonborn. That's the one that appears to have a sort of arrow shape pointing downward at the bottom. Yes, that's it. The symbol on the middle pillar.
Whatever you did, it worked. Let's see what those old blades left in our way.
Wait!
Why are you stopping?
We should be careful here. See these symbols on the floor?
Esbern's right. Look like pressure plates.
Be careful. We'll cross once
Thinking
it's
about
safe.
spiders again, Inigo?
Spiders. Spluttering, squishy, squashy spiders.
That's running through your mind rather often, isn't it?
Yes.
Splattering, squishy, squashy spiders.
Squashy spiders. Splattering, squishy, squashy spiders.
Impervious Imperials impress impulsively.
I cannot argue with that. Impervious Imperials impress impulsively. Impervious Imperials impress impulsively. Impervious Imperials impress impulsively.
Oh, that's lots of fun.
One remarkably well preserved, too. Here's the blood seal, another of the lost Akaviri arts. No doubt triggered by, well, blood. Your blood, Dragonborn. Look here. You see how the ancient blades revered Reman Cyrodiil?
Just look at this place. I'm taking notes of all of this. My colleagues back at the Imperial City will be beside themselves with envy.
After you, Dragonborn. You should have the honor of being the first to set foot in Skyrim.
There's no telling what we might find inside. Look, here is Alduin. This panel goes back to the beginning of time, when Alduin and the Dragon Cult ruled over Skyrim. Here, the humans rebelled against their Dragon overlords, the legendary Dragon War. Alduin's defeat is the centerpiece of the war. You see, here is falling from the sky. The Nord Taunts, masters of the voice, are arrayed against him.
So does it show how they defeated him? Isn't that why we're here?
Patience.
Careful!
The Akaviri were not a straightforward people. Everything is couched in allegory and mythic symbolism. Yes. This here, coming from the mouths of the Nord heroes, this is the Akaviri symbol for shout. But there's no way to know what shout is meant.
You mean they used a shout to defeat Alduin? You're sure?
Oh, yes. Presumably something rather specific to dragons. Or even Alduin himself. Remember, this is where they recorded all they knew of Alduin and his turn.
So we're looking for a shout then. Damn it. Have you ever heard of such a thing? A shout that can knock a dragon out of the sky? You're probably right. I was hoping to avoid having to involve them in this, but it seems we have no choice. If they had their way, you do nothing but sit up on their mountain with them and talk to the sky or whatever it is they do. The Greybeards are so afraid of power that they won't use it. Think about it. Have they tried to stop the Civil War or done anything about Alduin? No. And they're afraid of you, of your power. Trust me, there is no need to be afraid. Think of Tiber Septim. Do you think he'd have founded the Empire if he'd listened to the Greybeards? Only if you don't know how to use it. All the great heroes have had to learn to use their power. Those that shrank from their destiny. Well, you've never heard of them, have you? And there are the villains, those that misused their power. There's always a choice, and there's always a risk. But if you live in fear of what might go wrong, you'll end up doing nothing. Like the Greybeards up on their mountain. Right. Good thing they've already let you into their little cult. Not likely they'd help Esbern or me if we came calling. We'll look around Skyhaven Temple and see what else the old blades might have left for us. It's a better hideout than I could have hoped for. Talos guard you.
Look here, in the third panel. The prophecy which brought the Akaviri to Tamriel in the first place, in search of the Dragonborn. Here are the Akaviri, the blades. You see their distinctive longswords. Now they need their ancient mission fulfilled, as the last Dragonborn contends with Alduin at the end of time. Are you paying attention, Delphine? You might learn something of our own history.
What is it? The Thalmor hunted us down, remember? It wasn't exactly great for recruitment. But we have a headquarters of a sort now. We will rebuild the Blades. Someday. If you find anyone you think would make a good recruit, I can certainly take a look at them. Remember though, being a Blade is a lifelong commitment. Their loyalty has to be with us once they're in.
I know the prophecy by heart. Once all blades knew it. When misrule takes its place at the 8 corners of the world. When the brass tower rocks and time is reshaped. When the thrice blessed fail and the red tower trembles. When the Dragonborn ruler loses his throne and the white tower falls. When the snow tower lies sundered, kingless, bleeding, the World Eater wakes, and the wheel turns upon the last Dragonborn.
Well, I'm gonna look around some more. See what the old Blades left for us.
Yes, that's an excellent idea. Who knows?
I wonder what this new shout you need to learn does exactly. Maybe it turns dragons into sweet rolls. Devastating and embarrassing. This place feels important. I wonder if I'd get in trouble if I discreetly carved my name on a wall somewhere. All set? Intriguing.
This place is incredible. The sheer history here. The mind boggles at how much we could learn. It would mean a lot to me if I could have a couple of hours to properly study all this. I'll just make a few notes, a sketch or two, that sort of thing. Do you mind?
This would be a wonderful place for a rowdy get-together.
Oh, thank you. I'll try not to be too long. Yes. And this carving represents... I see. Fascinating. Fascinating. And what about this one? Ah, indeed. Thank you, my friend. That was most enlightening. And here, in honor of our original agreement. I'll be right behind you.
Your training proceeds well, Dragonborn. Where did you learn of that? Who have you been talking to? The Blades, of course. They specialize in meddling in matters they barely understand. Their reckless arrogance knows no bounds. They have always sought to turn the Dragonborn from the path of wisdom. Have you learned nothing from us? Would you simply be a tool in the hands of the Blades to be used for their own purposes? No, of course not. Forgive me, Dragonborn. I have been intemperate with you. But heed my warning. The Blades may say they serve the Dragonborn, but they do not. They never have. No, I cannot teach it to you, because I do not know it. It is called Dragonrend, but its words of power are unknown to us. We do not regret this loss. Dragonrend holds no place within the way of the voice. But not Dragonrend. The knowledge of that shout was lost in the time before history began. Perhaps only its creators ever knew it, but I am not the one to speak of it to you. It was created by those who had lived under the unimaginable cruelty of Alduin's dragon cult. Their whole lives were consumed with hatred for dragons, and they poured all their anger and hatred into this shout. When you learn a shout, you take it into your very being. In a sense, you become the shout. In order to learn and use this shout, you will be taking this evil into yourself. Only Paarthurnax, the master of our order, can answer that question, if he so chooses. He is our leader. He surpasses us all in his mastery of the way of the voice. He lives in seclusion on the very peak of the mountain. He speaks to us only rarely, and never to outsiders. Being allowed to see him is a great privilege. Only those whose voice is strong can find the path. We will teach you a shout to open the way to Paarthurnax.
Paarthurnax. Curious name. I wonder... No, surely not. A ridiculous notion.
There once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding...
The path to Paarthurnax lies through this gate. I will show you how to open the way. Look. grant you my understanding of clear skies. This is your final gift from us, Dragonborn. Use it well. Clear skies will blow away the mist, but only for a time. The path to Parthenax is perilous, not to be embarked upon lightly. Keep moving, stay focused on your goal, and you will reach the summit.
Look! Bakur! Look! Bakur! Look! Bakur! Look! Bakur! Look! Bakur! Look! Bakur! Look! Bakur!
Sleep well.
Existence is at an end.
Look! Bakur! Look! Bakur! Look! Bakur!
Dremyolok, greetings, Wunderneek. I am Parthenax. Who are you? What brings you to my Strunmach, my mountain? They see me as master, Wuth Onik, old and wise. It is true I am old.
Tell me, why do you come here, Volan? Why do you intrude on my meditation? Drem. Patience. There are formalities which must be observed at the first meeting of two of the Dove. By long tradition, the Elder speaks first. Hear my Thum. Feel it in your bones. Match it if you are Dovahkiin. I have spoken. The Rotmulag waits. A gift, Dovahkiin. You'll understand fire as the Dove do. Why do you delay? Are you Dovahkiin or not?
Yol?
Do not be afraid. Fasnu, let me feel the power of your Thum.
Yol?
Ah, yes. Sosedo Vrostmul. The dragon blood runs strong in you. It is long since I had the pleasure of speech with one of my own kind. So, you have made your way here to me. No easy task for a Jor, mortal. Even for one of Dovasos, dragon blood. What would you ask of me? Ah, I have expected you, Proda. You would not come all this way for Tinvak with an old Dova. No, you seek your weapon against Alduin. Alduin Comet Teed. What else would you seek? Alduin and Dovahkiin return together. But I do not know the Thum you seek. Croesus, it cannot be known to me. Your kind, Jor, mortals, created it as a weapon against the Dove, the dragons. Our Hadrime, our minds, cannot even comprehend its concepts. Drem, all in good time. First, a question for you. Why do you want to learn this Thum? Prusa, as good a reason as any. There are many who feel as you do, although not all. Some would say that all things must end, so that the next can come to pass. Perhaps this world is simply the egg of the next Kalpa, Lean Vokeen. Would you stop the next world from being born? Paz, a fair answer. Rofus, maybe you only balance the forces that work to quicken the end of this world. Even we who ride the currents of time cannot see past time's end. Wulsetid los trahodis. Those who try to hasten the end may delay it. Those who work to delay the end may bring it closer. But you have indulged my weakness for speech long enough. Croesus, now I will answer your question. Do you know why I live here, at the peak of the Monavin, what you name Throat of the World? True, but few now remember that this was the very spot where Alduin was defeated by the ancient tongues. Varucht Unslad. Perhaps none but me now remember how he was defeated. Yes and no. Viknus Nikaron. Alduin was not truly defeated either. If he was, you would not be here today seeking to defeat him. The Nords of those days used the Dragonrend shout to cripple Alduin, but this was not enough. Ok Mulag Unslad. It was the Kell, the Elder Scroll. They used it to cast him adrift on the currents of time. Not intentionally. Some hoped he would be gone forever, forever lost. Meye. I knew better. Tidbo Amativ. Time flows ever onward. One day, he would surface. Which is why I have lived here. For thousands of mortal years, I have waited. I knew where he would emerge, but not when. Tid Krent. Time was shattered here because of what the ancient Nords did to Alduin. If you brought that Kell, that Elder Scroll back here to the Tid Ahran, the Time Wound, with the Elder Scroll that was used to break time, you may be able to cast yourself back to the other end of the break. You could learn Dragonrend from those who created it. Croesus, no. I know little of what has passed below in the long years I have lived here. You are likely better informed than I. Trust your instincts, Dovahkiin. Your blood will show you the way. Vormendok, I do not know. Perhaps in the very doing, they erased the knowing of it from time itself. The Dove are children of Akatosh. Thus, we are specially attuned to the flow of time. Perhaps also uniquely vulnerable. I warned them against such a rash action. Even I could not foresee its consequences. Nust Lihon. They would not listen. Yes. There were a few of us that rebelled against Alduin Stur, his tyranny. We aided the humans in his overthrow. But they did not trust us. Neov. Their inner counsels were kept hidden from us. I was far from here on the day of Alduin's downfall, but all Dove felt the sundering of time itself. I cannot tell you in detail. I never heard it used. Kogan. It was the first Thum created solely by mortals. It was said to force a dragon to experience the concept of mortality. A truly von Mindoran, incomprehensible idea to the immortal Dove. I have taught the way of the voice for centuries, and the Thum since long before that. But no, Dovahkiin. Others do not come here to train anymore. Saran, you are the first in over 100 years. I meditate on the Rotmulag, the words of power. I counsel in their use. It is enough for me. Knowing a word of power is to take its meaning into yourself. Contemplate the meaning of a Rotmulag. You will become closer to that word as it fills your inner self. Will I teach you, Dovahkiin? What word calls you to deeper understanding? There are 3 to master. Fus, Faim, and Yol. It is called force in your tongue. But as you push the world, so does the world push back. Think of the way force may be applied effortlessly. Imagine but a whisper pushing aside all in its path. That is Fus. Let its meaning fill you. Sum Ark Mora. You will push the world harder than it pushes back. Drem Yolok. Greetings. Lok Thum.
The leader of the Greybeards is a dragon? I did not see that coming. To me, that seems an odd assumption to make. I wish I had your powers of deductive reasoning. Wow. If this big scaly beast tries anything, I've got your back. Okay, let us get back to it.
Well, that was a plot twist and a half. The leader of the Greybeards is a dragon. Did not see that one coming. Not as much as I wish I did. They used to keep them at White Gold Tower, where I studied for a while. They had a library of them there. 30 years ago, we'd have hopped across the border, marched up to the Imperial City, and borrowed the one we needed. They'd have resisted, of course, but we could always have pinched it when they weren't looking. It's been done before. They haven't got any anymore. A few years before I was born, they all vanished from the archives. Gods only know how and why. But they're like that, the scrolls. They have a will of their own. My father always used to say that. He worked with them for a while. That is a very complicated question that I'm nowhere near qualified to answer. They're old and weird. Sometimes they tell you the future, and sometimes they tell you the past. And sometimes they drive you mad. Esbern or Arngeir might have an answer that's more helpful for our purposes. Why don't we ask them? What's next?